This year has been one like no other. It's been a year of growth to say the least. And when it comes to growth, you have to have highs and lows. And who knows more about highs and lows than Stadium Goods? Get it? Highs, lows. Anyway, this is Stadium Goods 20 for 2020. On 20 for 2020, we highlight Stadium Goods' top 10 sneakers of 2020, and then I'm gonna throw in 10 of my personal picks. But make sure you guys jump in the comments and let me know your top 10 of 2020. So let's get started, and in no particular order, we have Stadium Goods' top 10 picks of 2020. Let's kick this off with the Nike Air Max 90 Reverse Duck Camo, which released on March 26th of 2020, and it is a remix of the classic Atmos Air Max 90 that hit just before COVID shut the streets down. But it's camo, and you gotta love camo. Next up, we have the Air Jordan 4 Fire Red 2020 that released on November 28th, and it is the first true revisit of the 1989 OG with that Nike Air, and we've seen several iterations of the Air Jordan 4 Fire Red with the Jumpman, and not taking anything away from the Jumpman, but that Nike Air, it just hits different. Next up, we have the Nike SB Chunky Dunky that released on May 26th. Is it the best packaging of 2020? Probably. The fat tongue dunk meets the legendary flavor of Ben & Jerry's. When you combine those two things, it just makes me hungry and automatically legendary. Next up, we have the Air Jordan 11 Jubilee that released on December 12th. And you can never really go wrong with a pair of Jordan 11s. And Jordan 11s and the holidays now are like mistletoes and Christmas. Next up, we have the Air Jordan 4 Union that released in both the Guava Ice and Noir colorways on August 29th, but a follow-up release of the Noir came on October 16th. I call the shoe the Transformer because when it first hit the net, there was no story and confusion about the tongue, but upon its release, we realized that there was more than meets the eye. Next up, we have the OffWhite Air Jordan 5 that released on February 15th during AllStar weekend. 2020 marks the 30th anniversary of the Air Jordan 5, and with that black OffWhite 5, it was a great way to kick it off. Next up, we got my man Joe Freshgoods and the 992. The legendary designer from Chicago put on for his city with the No Emotions Are Emotions pack that featured the Omni 1 and also the New Balance 992. But we clearly see that Joe's fabric and color story was different within that 992, and make sure you guys check out his new Converse collab that just dropped. Next up, we have the Yeezy 700 MNVN, which was an instant hit amongst Yeezy consumers, and all black Yeezys are normally a great way to go, so you combine functionality, comfort, and hype all in one shoe. Next up, we have the Nike SB Dunk Low Grateful Dead pack that released in 3 colorways on July 24th. Now, the Nike Dunk dominated this year, and the SB category has a lot to do with that. The legendary Grateful Dead band lives in our hearts and minds, but they returned to the hype in 2020 as Nike pays homage to them with the sneaker of the year and the Nike Dunk. And the last pick of Stadium Goods top 10 of 2020, and I know you guys probably thought that we forgot, but how could we forget? The Christian Dior Air Jordan 1. The hypest release of 2020, hands down, is the Christian Dior Air Jordan 1. One of the largest fashion houses meets a global leader in sneakers, and if you love the hype, the Christian Dior Jordan 1s take you on a one-way flight. Hold up a second, because I know you guys didn't think we were gonna stop there. So here goes my personal list of my top shoes of 2020. So I have to start off my top 10 of 2020 with the Travis Scott Nike SB Dunk Low that released in February 29th, another shoe that got to us just before COVID-19 shut us down. However, Travis had one of the highest years that we could think of. His collabs with McDonald's, more release of Cactus Jack merch that we carry here right at Stadium Goods, but he got off to a running start with the Nike SB Dunk Low. Next up, we have the LeBron 7 Media Day. So I've told you guys in previous videos that 7 is my favorite number, and we know who the champ is. So I know you guys may want to front on LeBron, but he is still the best player in the league with some of the best shoes, and one of the best of 2020, gotta be the LeBron 7 Media Day. Next up, we have the Air Jordan 6 DMP 2020 that released on April 18th. So if we know the history of the Air Jordan 6, Mr. Six Rings kicked off his championship run in the Air Jordan 6. So they pay homage to that by re-releasing the Defining Moments pack, Air Jordan 6. Next up, we have the Nike Dunk High Ambush that released recently on December 11th. So the vision of Yoon from Ambush, for me, is easily a hit among sneaker lovers. We've seen her collaboration with Converse, and right back again with the Nike Dunk, a lower profile kind of gives you a Jordan 1 feel, but it has those extended swooshes. There's nothing like a Yoon shoe. Next up, I've got the New Balance 827 Amelion D'Or. Amelion D'Or is a newer fashion house, but definitely check them out. And their collaborations with New Balance are never a miss. And the yellow colorway in the 827 is my personal favorite, but check out all the collabs from Amelion D'Or and New Balance. Next up, I had to have the Jerry Lorenzo design Fear of God 1 released on February 10th. So in my eyes, this looks like a mashup between the Air Mag and the Yeezy 1, but with Jerry's spin on it, and you cannot go wrong with a good high top. So you mash those two things together and you have the Fear of God 1. Next up on my list, I've got the Nike Sakai LD Waffle in white that released on March 10th. So if you guys have been following, liking, and sharing all of our posts on YouTube, you'll see in our unboxing video that me and Cammy did on the Nike Sakai LD Waffle in the white and the black colorway. But the white, personally for me, you cannot go wrong with the Sakai LD Waffle. Next up, I've got the Air Jordan 1 Cojp Metallic that released on August 7th. So again, another 7, so this shoe is automatically special to me. And it's a revisit of a classic that only originally released in Japan, but now had a global release in 2020. Next up, I had to have the Air Force 1 Just Don All-Star High that released on February 15th, 2020. When it comes to Don C, his collabs almost don't miss. Jordan Brand, Converse, Nike, you combine that artistic expression plus the Uptown Air Force 1, and it's a high, definitely can't go wrong with the Just Don Air Force 1 High All-Star. So the last shoe on my top 10 list of 2020 is the Puma RS Dreamer by J. Cole. And don't call it a comeback because Puma's been here for years. But recently their influx has almost taken over, from Jay-Z to Rihanna to Big Sean. Now they team up with the North Carolina native to bring Dreamville into the Dreamer. And that wraps up Stadium Goods 20 for 2020. So jump in the comments and let me know your top 10 lists, but also let us know what we missed. I'm definitely gonna look out to hear what you guys got to say, so jump in those comments because we are watching everything. And you already know what to do. If you're in New York, pull up to 47 Howard Street. If you're in Chicago, pull up to 60 East Walton Street. Tell them that Fresco sent you. But if you can't make it to any of our locations, visit stadiumgoods.com. Please follow us on all social media platforms. That's at Stadium Goods. And last but not least, oh wait, before I even get to that, do not forget to check out Stadium Women's. We got some great things coming with Stadium Women's. But as we fast forward, please download the Stadium Goods app. It's available on iOS and on Android, and we update the app daily with sneakers, apparel, and accessories, all from Stadium Goods. I am Fresco BK. This is 20 for 2020. Salud.